And speaking of the weather and your health, time to spotlight that through our partnership with Johns Hopkins. Right now, we're looking at combined emergency room visits for flu, COVID, and RSV rising rapidly, mainly due to significant increases in flu. COVID and RSV are also on the rise, and the CDC estimates that flu and COVID will increase in the coming weeks. It's cold, but we'll see if we'll get a little bit of a break in this wintry weather in your weather forecast coming up.
And now in weather and your health with our partners at Johns Hopkins and the CDC, combined percents of visits to the ER, they've risen for COVID, flu, and RSV, mainly due to COVID, and the other two have leveled off, but these should all decrease in the next coming weeks. But take precaution to be safe and healthy while we are bundled up inside due to these freezing temperatures, but it's not over yet. I'll let you know how cold it'll get next week straight ahead.
Yeah, we are looking at dangerously cold temperatures, and that brings us to the weather and your health through our partnership with Johns Hopkins. Some good news, I guess. It is cold and flu season, but we're starting to see maybe the peak of it because the numbers, as you look through the last couple of weeks, have really skyrocketed for COVID, flu, and RSV emergency department visits. But Johns Hopkins is reporting that it looks like they may be past their peak, and the CDC is estimating that flu will remain unchanged in the coming weeks, while COVID may decline. So could be maybe getting toward the tail end of it.
And when it comes to emergency room visits for COVID, for flu and RSV, those numbers still remain on the high side. We've actually seen a little bit of an upturn with this. As far as the COVID and RSV, those are on the way down, but we're seeing this rebound because of an increase in flu cases, and the Center for Disease Control is estimating that flu is going to increase in the coming weeks.
And in weather and your health with our partners at Johns Hopkins, when combined, the percents of ER visits for flu, COVID, and RSV are still high, and the flu is expected to still be on the rise while the others are low. But the CDC, they estimate the flu will likely just remain the same in the next coming days and weeks, so get fresh air when you can. We're in the 60s today, and these warmer temperatures, we have a few more days around, but also a round of wintry weather where we're even talking about some freezing rain, so I'll time that all out for you coming up.
And speaking of those numbers, looking at the weather and your health through our partnership with Johns Hopkins University, we said the flu numbers are on the rise. They leveled off and now they're taking off once again. But there's better news. As for COVID and RSV, emergency department visits have kind of leveled off and remain low. So definitely cold weather on the way, keeping us inside. And it looks like it may stick around through the end of the month. We'll have your forecast just ahead.
And in weather and your health with our partners at Johns Hopkins, combined percents of ER visits for flu, COVID, and RSV are still high. Flu has continued to rise and is one of the worst flu seasons in 2 decades. And RSV and COVID remain low, and the flu is expected to decrease in the coming weeks. So stay safe, take precautions as we are all cooped up inside with the snow, the frigid temperatures. So I'll let you know when we can expect another round of snow and how long the colder temperatures will stick around coming up.
And checking on the weather and your health, our partnership with Johns Hopkins University. Speaking of the flu, the rates for the flu look like they're starting to level off. According to Johns Hopkins, the rates of emergency department visits for flu, COVID, and RSV are still high, but flu is beginning to decrease, and that's great. They think we're starting to turn the corner. The weather is too. Might be able to get outside this week. We'll take a look at milder temperatures just ahead.